It says he says coach. No, I don't do that. Why you in here on my back, Super? You know I don't like it when you lay down right there, you know, where I can't stretch my legs out no more. What you do with my remote, Super? Where's my cold down remote? Oh my goodness. Trying to be slick and cool in my life here. Mind you're messing it up. Okay, shut that AI shit off. Alright. Okay, what did I say I was going to talk about? Okay, so number one, literally no one has ever asked me how I got crazy. But literally most people that, both that I know and don't know, just say that I am, right? But they know, but you know, that's enough for you. I'm just like, you don't, you know, like you don't care to know why. Nobody cares to know why. But this is my YouTube channel, so, and I've never talked about any of this, like, yeah, little snippets here and there that probably, you know, didn't really make any sense when I was saying them because the truth is, hold on, the angels are talking to me in my right ear. I always forget what the difference between right ear and left ear is. Anyway, okay, so here's my story. Um, I was born almost 50 years ago, and to two people, to a man and a woman, and I don't even really know how that union even happened personally, and I would be a liar if I told you I didn't. That I just believe this in jest, but I'm pretty sure that both sides of my families are very well connected in some kind of blue blood circles. No, I've been xed out of all of that, and like I don't care. But anyway, what was I saying? This is gonna not go well. I am not good at really just talking about this because I feel like I don't know. Like I'm not having like. Why do you feel like that? Why not? That? Hold on, I gotta figure this out. I don't know. I guess because I love them. And then that just begs more questions like why? And quit chewing so hard. You're distracting me. Stop it. But anyway, I don't remember my parents ever being together. They supposedly separated when I was 18 months old, and I did not see my mother again until I was almost 7 years old. And you know, so by that time, my dad and his minions had enough time to, you know, get the story of my mother in my head. So that, you know, and they, man, look, they did a damn good job of that. Like when it's so weird because like my dad remarried. Okay, so as soon as they separated, I don't like I remember my grandmother, my dad's mom being there, and me living with her. And supposedly he said, they say he lived there, but I don't remember him being there ever. I don't remember any of him until he started dating my stepmom and he married my stepmom. So then, and that was 2 years before I met my mom. And when I met my mom, it was just it's such a weird thing to do, to have to, you know, go meet your mom. Like you're waiting till she'll be here at 5. Like I'm waiting to meet my mom, and then nobody like, and I didn't know this up until probably like last year. I didn't think about it, but like nobody helped me out at all. Like I didn't know what to call her. I didn't, you know, I didn't. Like nobody, and no, my dad and my stepmom, they didn't. I don't, like, did they not think that through? Did they not wonder, like, that I would be, because they only called her Sue. When they talked about her, they would not even, they never, I don't remember them ever referring to her as my mother. They only referred to her by her name. And anyway, I know this all sounds boring, but it's really not. It was like some weird shit that went on. Anyway, so like when my mom first, was able to get some kind of visitation for me, it was only I could only go over there like I think it was like on Sundays from like 4 to 6. But eventually, I had to start going over there every other weekend, and then 4 weeks in the summer, 2 weeks at the beginning and 2 weeks at the end. And just, it was just always just so weird, like, because I didn't know what to call her. And also, I didn't know what to call my stepmom in front of my mom, And so, I was 6, I'm like, and she's asking me questions, which the answer that I'm given requires me to have to refer to my stepmom, and I didn't. I would call her, well, my other mom. And I feel so bad about this because my mom died a long time ago. She died when I was 28, and I hadn't yet realized how she must have felt when I'd be talking and I would be like, "Yeah, my other mother said, oh my God, oh my God, that must like bless her heart." And she would, depending on, how much she was drinking or whatever, some weekends, she would just, "Sarah, your daddy stole you from me." And every time she would say that to me, I was so weird, man. I would just stand there. I wouldn't respond. I would just stand there and look at her. Like a little psycho. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. And she did that pretty regularly, like the whole time I knew her. And like even when I got older, she would say it to me, and I would just stand there and like show nothing, like there would be no expression. It was so weird that I did that. Um, and also when I started going over there, it was like my dad and stepmom's home was very, very, they were very, I don't like to use the word protective because they weren't protecting me. They were, they were just abusing me. They kept me in my room, mostly. Um, but anyway, so when I would go to my mom just let me just do whatever I want. Like just the proverbial 80s kid. Like, when I woke up, I went outside. I stayed outside all day. I came back when the street lights would come on, and, it was just, it was heaven to me. Like, just, oh my God, like, I could just be free. And so I learned real young to never shit where I eat. And so I kept my two lives completely separate. Like, just, it was kind of unconscious. I unconsciously did that, but I just, I didn't talk about one at the other, and I didn't talk about the other at the one. I just didn't do that. And, this is a, wow, okay, well, this is really hard. All right, so give me a second. Oh yeah, okay. My dad was real mean. My dad was super real mean. Like, he never called me by my name. He only called me son or boy, and I'm not. I mean, I meant that just how it sounded. He never. I don't. He never called me by my name, and he would do. He would do weird, mean stuff. Like he would always headbutt me, and I'm talking. I was young, and I think he's. The only reason he stopped headbutting me is because I think by the time I got like 8 or 9, I just wasn't falling for it anymore. I just stopped getting close to him, because it's not like he would ever, be nice and just want to, like, I don't know what loving dads do, but whatever that is that they do, that's not something he ever did. And like he would get, he loved to buy these buck knives, these little buck knives, you know what I'm talking about, and every time he got one, like, it, let me say that I loved my daddy. I loved my father. I thought he hung the moon. I love. I didn't think he did anything wrong, like, ever. God, anyway. But he would come home with a buck knife, and he'd be like, "Come here, boy. Let me show you that. Come here, boy." And I would just run over there, and, and he would always open it, and he would show it to me, and he would let me hold it, or then somehow, every time we open it, my finger would get cut open. Like, I'm talking just lots of bleeding and stuff, just every time. And yeah, I just, every time he did it, I just still went back and got cut again, because I don't know. This one time, I took dance lessons in the when I was 3, and I don't know. I think that place was sinister. But anyway, aside from that, we had the end of the year recital, right? And it was at the LSU Assembly Center, and I remember being it. I remember where I was standing. I was the second to last on the right, and I had this fancy costume, and then when we got home, like, I had found out, about the programs. They sell those programs where you have your picture in them and whatever. And oh, he did have it. So my dad bought a program. This is before he married the stepmom. He had a program, and he was looking at it with me, and I was like, "Where's my picture? Where's my picture?" And he's like, "Hold on." And so he gets up, and he goes wherever he goes, in the back room or whatever. And when he came back, he had the program, and he had gotten a picture of me and cut out my head, and he taped it. He found, like, the fattest girl in the whole program, and he taped my picture on her. He's like, "There you are," and he just laughed and laughed and laughed. He thought that was so funny, and I guess I thought it was funny with him. I don't know. I did that a lot. I laughed a lot at myself with him. I don't know. So yeah, I think, growing up with somebody who's like, just constantly messing with your head, I guess it tends to make people different. And I mean, and my mom had her issues too. She drank around the clock, and she sometimes she was real mean when she drank, and she would say some real messed up things to me. But like, her and my, I don't know, I'm probably talking too much. I don't care. Her and my stepmom had this, like, non-verbal fight that they would do with each other, but they would use my hair as the fighting ground. And so my stepmom would sit, like, when I was like 7, my hair was down to my butt. And then they switched my school, and she cut my hair into like a bowl cut, like a super bowl cut. And so then when I went over to my mom's house, like, my mom and my brother and my stepdad would just relentlessly make fun of me. They would be like, "Oh, what size bowl did they use to cut your hair this time, Sarah? Did they use size 2A or 3B?" Like, every time. Like, when I come and they'd see my, like, I'm like, I'm a little kid. I don't know what size bowl they use. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, why is this so funny? But, I guess I knew they were making fun of me, and, I just had to learn. I had to learn real early just to be nonchalant about that stuff because there was no like getting away with it from it. You know. I've written lots of songs and made my own music videos about that shit. They're on this channel. But anyway, all right. I think I probably talked too much. I wonder if I'm gonna feel guilty about it later. I hope not. You know that like that shamey feeling. I think people who had fucked up childhoods like that. Like we carry around this damn like blanket of shame. It's just wet and nasty. It smells like a dog, and it's just always right there. It's not like we're always wearing it, but just these these weird anythings can happen, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh shit, who put the shame blanket on me? Like, and that I think that shame blanket, yeah, it caused me probably to make a lot of I don't want to call them bad decisions, because if I could go back and change anything in my life, I wouldn't. I just I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting my script. I'm I guess I'm doing this for a reason. I think mostly I think this YouTube channel is from the beginning has probably been for my kids. Like when I'm gone, when it's finally I'm up and I'm gone, like you know what I'm saying? Like they won't ever like I've always had to like wonder with these people who I call family or whatever, like what I've always had to wonder, like what were they really like? Like who like what? Who are you? And so even the worst in me, like I just like it's I put it all on blast. I don't you know man, what I like oh my goodness, what if my mom had left me a whole YouTube channel of her own personal insanity? I would love that. Oh my god. That would be so cool. And so, you know, I may not have been able to give my kids much else, but I think this is a good one. This is a good gift. For sure. Alright. I don't know if there's people in here. If there are, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I love you. Yeah.